Hello guys, and welcome to yoga. Today's focus is going to be on strength, and we're going to focus on mental and physical strength today in our practice. First thing I'm going to have you guys do today is come to a standing position. All right, we're going to get into some inverted positions today using our wall. At any time, if you don't have a wall or a sofa or anything like that, to put your back on. You can also do this laying on the ground or in a standing position for a lot of the movements we're going to do today. All right, so first thing, I'm going to have us come to a standing position. We're going to just stand up against the wall and we're going to get into our mountain pose. You guys can take a deep breath in, and then on the way out we're going to bring our hands all the way above our head. Let those hands fall to your side. Deep breath in. One more time coming up. Good, now I'm going to have you guys come down on your wall. We're going to come into a wall sit here. So you can bring your feet a little bigger than maybe a foot apart. We're going to sink down onto the wall so our hips are in line with where our knees are. And I want our knees to be pushing out towards our little toe. We're going to just sit here just like we're sitting in a chair. Deep breaths in and out. You guys can bring your hands above your heart. Now at any time you feel like you need to come out of this and come to a standing position and shake out your legs, you can do that at any time. We should have a natural arch in our back here. Don't need to be pressing it into the wall, just a comfortable seat. Good, and come back up to standing. Shake out those legs a little bit. Now the next time we come down, I'm going to give you the option to either stay in our wall sit or we're going to come into a one-legged wall sit. All right, so let's come on back down. Take a breath here. Now, even if you can only lift your leg a little bit off the ground, that's totally fine, wherever you're most comfortable today. If you'd like to stay here, you can also do that as well. All right, I'm going to bring my feet in a little bit closer for this one. Still having my knees pressing out. And then from here, I'm going to bring my hands to the wall. And I'm going to slowly bring my leg out. Bring it down when you need. Wherever you feel comfortable today, you can do more on the right leg or the left, whatever feels good. You can alternate as well. And at any time, coming up to standing and just shaking it out here. Once you've gone into that one-legged or attempted that, you can come back into our wall sit. Hands above our heart. Good. And for the last time, we're going to come back to standing. I'm going to have you guys do one big fold over for me, right up against the wall. and down. Now from here in this fold over position, I want you to bring your feet back if you're next to your wall, just so you're about an inch off the wall. Hips can graze the wall. And we're gonna let our hands come out a little bit. Feel a little bit of a hamstring stretch. You can allow your body to move back and forth in that stretch. Never forgetting to get that breath in. Good, and one piece of our spine at a time. Coming all the way up to standing. Once we're here, I'm gonna have you guys come down. We're gonna take a seat. And for right now, I'm gonna have you guys not right up against the wall, but I'm gonna have you about an inch or two off the wall. Hands are gonna be placed about a foot off the wall, so a little bit closer to where our thighs are, down from where our hips are. We're gonna plant our hands here. I want you guys to get a nice tall chest. Breathe in here. Good, now I'm gonna have us go into a little bit of a challenging movement. So you can press up here as much as you can, and you're gonna allow your core to really tighten up and create tension. We're gonna let our hips fall back a little bit. If it touches the wall, that's fine. If we don't have a wall, that's fine as well. We're still gonna be pressing into the ground, and we're gonna pull our hips back, and we're gonna hold here. Now you may shake in this position, that's totally fine. Come down when you need to, and come back up when it feels good. Good. Can shake out our hips a little bit, our legs in this seated position. Get them moving again. Definitely felt really intense in our core. Good. Now I'm gonna have us come to a laying position. All right, so we're gonna lay flat on our mat. We don't need the wall for this part of our practice. So you guys can lay flat to the floor. Take a couple of breaths here. Good. Now that we're comfortable in our floor position, I'm gonna have you guys raise your hips up. We're gonna hold here in this glute bridge position. Now you have the option to stay here, or we're gonna go into a little bit more of a challenging movement. You can stay here and follow along with us, or you're gonna have the option to bring your hands right up here. If you have that flexibility in your wrists, and we're going to press into the ground, bring our feet a little bit closer to us, and press up into a high bridge. Now you can stay here. If you want to make your glute bridge a little bit more challenging, you can raise one leg into the air. You can also do it in the high bridge. Good, and slowly lower ourselves back down. If you're in that high bridge position, and then we are going to meet back into our glute bridge here. Just holding in this position. Listening to our breathing. Really thinking about tightening in our glutes. Keeping tension there, but staying relaxed in our body. Good, and allowing our hips come down to the floor. Now we've had some tougher, more challenging movements during this session. So anytime you need to come down just to a laying flat position, you can. And just take a couple of deep breaths. Now I'm going to move us on to a little bit of stretching with our wall in more of an inverted position. So what you're going to do is you're slowly going to inch yourself close to the wall today. As close as we can get our hips to that wall. And we're going to keep our legs nice and straight. Now if you don't have a wall, you can also be doing this in a seated position on your mat. And just as you would do on your mat, I'm going to create tension in my core. I'm going to reach up towards my toes. And come back down. Another reach. Relaxing down. One last reach here. Now it's okay if you feel a little trembling and feel like your breathing is a little bit ragged. We've been doing a lot of challenging movements today. Just make sure you're breathing through it. All right, from here, I'm gonna have us go into a wide V position, just as we would do on the floor. Now I want you to come into a position that's comfortable for you, feeling a nice stretch right here in our inner thigh, keeping the legs locked out, not feeling any pulling or any pain, just to a comfortable stretch here. And instead of pointing the toes here, we're going to bring our toes back towards us and just relax into this stretch. Now if you want to make it more challenging, you can bring your hands through, press towards the wall, or just slowly let your legs inch out a little bit more here in this bottom position. Breathing here. Hands can be over your heart, can be over your stomach. And coming into our last position of the day, we're going to come into a butterfly position. You can also come into a pretzel position wherever you feel most comfortable. Or if you are in butterfly, maybe here, getting more of a stretch, pressing down into our thighs. Or just relaxing. Now today's focus was strength, and a lot of our movements today took a lot of mental strength, a lot of physical strength as well. Maybe you tried something new today, maybe something you weren't sure about, but you put your body to the test, felt out what was comfortable for you, and did what you needed to in your practice today. You can stay in this position as long as you need. You guys did a great job today, and I'll see you in our next yoga session.